my Sako Nuts. I am Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit, and welcome to the Tuesday morning write-in. Hello. Good morning, Shannon. Morning. I will have a guest. They are running a little behind. Working on my fantasy romance novel, A Curse of Wings and Gems, which is very cool. Hi, Rita. Good morning. I love your streams, by the way. They're so motivating and uplifting. So I will try to be at as many of them as possible. You're quickly becoming one of my favorite. Though you've been watching us for a while, so you can kind of tell what we need to hear and like what would help. I am working on my lesbian vampire romance. I've given up on the 50K. There's no way I'm going to hit 50K. But I am going to write for the rest of the month, and we will see how much progress I will make. I will try to catch up, but I am so behind that I don't have a lot of faith in myself. I missed not hosting yesterday. I've been active for about 18 months at the sprints. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm still proud of the 18K that I have written, because I wouldn't have written it otherwise. And it was kind of my comeback to writing, because I took a year off after Flambeau. I'm using these sprints for house tasks. I'm dog sitting for the rest of the week. Very cool. Do the house tasks. Take out the doggy. Yeah. So I could be hard on myself about not reaching the goal of 50K, getting the certificate and like all of that stuff. But and also the t-shirt and whatnot. But I just want to kind of like figure out my wins from where I'm at. Oh boy. Yay.
Hi. Hello, folks. Good morning.
If you want to chill, like, I totally get it.
I am not chill. What are you doing? Hi. Sorry, I said hi already.
Okay.
What are we talking? Or are we streaming? Or
we are currently chatting about how I'm not doing nano anymore, but I am, because there's no way I'm going to reach 50K. So I'm just taking stock of what I've done so far, and I'm going to write for the rest of the month and see how far I get.
There you go. Just getting them words in a competition.
No longer the lofty goal of 50K. So I'm being a little more realistic. I love the idea of catching up, but I seriously doubt this story will be 50,000 words. I think there's a whole other storyline that needs to be added. I got to talk to the original co-writer again and kind of work out that storyline.
Well, at least you got some words in.
Yeah.
A whole lot of words.
Yeah. And I've been having fun with it too. So it's not all wasted time or anything like that. I really value how my month has gone so far. But like,
Yeah, you were writing your ass off.
I was, especially at the beginning of the month. I got that lead in, but I've been trying to watch the movie in my head more than I've been writing. So I'm just like, anytime that I'm away from the project, I'm just trying to figure out how the next scene is going to transition into and what's going to happen and how it should happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better at that.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that while I was writing. That's why I wrote so damn slow. But now that I'm writing a comic,
Mm-hmm.
definitely more visual before I even get word to paper. Like, okay,
Yeah.
how do I want this panel to go? How do I want the narrative to flow? That's why I did an outline. Actually, I got to do another outline because that one sucked.
I like doing outlines between each revision so that I take stock of what's already there and then what needs to be added. Because I'm an underwriter, I will always rise in word count when I do a revision.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm feeling the same way. I may not get 50K, but I crossed 30K last night. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And you're writing urban fantasy, paranormal, YA? I think. Couldn't even imagine creating a comic book. It's a lot of work, and it takes a special kind of writing, I think, and a certain kind of personality to write comics.
It's basically all telling. With the scripting, that is.
I guess it depends on how you write it.
Well, I mean, like standard. You know, outside or inside, or you're in a room. There's a table. There's people.
Mm-hmm.
You're not exactly showing anybody. I think it's easier. The only thing is just
I think it's easier. Yeah.
I'm trying to get as much information in the panel as possible without using words. With
Be
gestures.
careful though. Be careful though, because you can cram so much in the panel and there's no way to fit it all.
Well, I was going to say that I was taking cues from like manga, namely Akira, those books, because every panel is like so much shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or even that, like each page would be like maybe 5 panels at most. And now I'm reading Frank Miller's Daredevil from the 80s with 10 panels on a page, and just so much with excess. Usually it'd be a hot mess, but like it's done well, and I'm trying to find in between.
Mm-hmm. I average about 5 or 6 panels on a 9 grid, and then I'll kind of like fudge it around when I get around to actually writing it. Like sometimes I'll rethink how I want to lay out the page, and oftentimes I will do thumbs while I'm writing, just so I have a layout of the page. Hi, Laura.
Laura!
So good to see you. YA, yes. I doubt I'll be burnt out for the next month like last Nano. Yeah, I feel you. I'm going to start filming a bunch of videos in December so that I can release them in January. One action per character, per panel. Yes, absolutely. Comic writing must be nuts. It depends on the comic, and it depends on your style, I think.
I like it. It
I
gets
like it too.
it's hard at some points, but just being a comic book reader and a movie fan, it's
It
like
kind of like with the constraints, you can be more creative.
yeah, you think more cinematically.
Hmm. Yeah. You're kind of like the art director when you're writing a comic.
You're the writer, you're the director, you're the casting director.
You're the casting director. Yeah. Okay, we are 11 minutes in. Why don't we do a sprint?
Sure.
We have this groovy timer this way. And let us sprint in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay. Take a break. Stretch. I know I just got some pops out of my shoulder. Oh, I did 200 words, which isn't my best, but honestly, I was doing a lot of setup for the scene and putting everything in context.
Well, don't get apologetic just yet. You got 200 words more than me.
Ah, what you working on? Are you working on anything? Or are you just kind of like...
Well, yeah, I did spend a good portion of 20 minutes. Yeah. Just getting over some bullshit that happened this morning and finally pulling my head out of my ass and ready to do some words. My word file's open. I finally did that.
Okay. Hey, steps were taken,
Yeah.
and you take all the time you need, to gather your wits.
Ah, fuck all that. I'm ready to write.
Oh,
I don't need wit to write.
Dwan didn't write either.
That's okay, Dwan.
Debbie hand wrote a page. I was just talking with Dwan this morning about the benefits of writing by hand when you're working on a book or a story.
Can't do it. I hate writing by hand.
Oh yeah,
my handwriting's terrible. I just don't like it. Even back in high school, writing papers and all that. As soon as I got a computer, way better.
Yeah.
But the first 2 pages of No Strings Attached were written pencil and paper.
That's cool, though.
That's it.
I think it impacts pace, for one, because I write slower than... I write pretty fast, but I write slower by hand than I type. And, like, I feel like because it takes me longer to write a scene, the pace is a lot faster. And then I can futz around with it when I can, write it into digital form.
Have I shown you my handwriting? Yeah,
No.
I have. Yeah, I have.
Oh, I bet you have, because I was doing that handwriting analysis thing.
Yeah, you said it's very chaotic and impatient.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. That's one of the reasons why I've always writing by hand. Mistakes and just I'm going too. My mind is going too fast for my hand.
I got you. Rita loves handwriting for storytelling. The words flow quicker for her. I hear that from people who dictate as well. But I know some people who dictate and then they look back on what they dictated and it's not usable in any fashion. So, yeah, you get more words, but are any of them actually usable? Typing, I'm always making stupid mistakes, but I enjoy revisions and rewrites. I do too. A lot of people frown upon editing and think that it is like everyday homework, but I don't think of it that way. I have, because I'm an underwriter, I will always go up in word count, and it just means that I add another storyline or a subplot or whatever. And I have just as much fun doing my revisions as I do writing the zero draft. And I know you edit the hell out of your stories.
Yes, I do.
Do
I
you?
overthink the hell out of them.
Yeah.
They still find mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to ask?
Debbie is in the process of getting her entire comic script handwritten and then removing it from Google Docs. Yeah, because of the Google authorizing AI to take things from Google Docs. Like that kind of blows. Dwan loves handwriting. Don't mind editing. Cleans up where my brain fails me. Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree.
Well, I'll just go fuck myself then.
No, don't fuck yourself.
I guess I'm not a real writer. I don't do it by hand.
No. It doesn't make you a real writer. It's just there are benefits for some people, and if you don't benefit from handwriting, then I do it.
I know Clive Barker does all this stuff by hand. It's like, oh, Mr. Fancy Pants.
We have 3.5 minutes until our next sprint. Yeah, pros and cons, for sure.
Yeah.
Not as much content, I think, and we all have our own writing process. Absolutely.
Not only that, but when I write something out sprawled out by hand by a couple of pages, like, oh, fuck. Well, that fourth paragraph would be better as the second paragraph. I'm not erasing all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're used to being able to edit as you go.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Sometimes some shit comes out very dyslexic-like, and it's like, I better go back over that.
Yeah, we're all real writers. Yeah.
I know, I was just talking jive.
Cock and jive. That is a term. It has been a hot minute since I have heard that term.
It's been a hot minute since I've heard a hot minute. That's Superfly.
Superfly.
I can dig it.
I'm going to put this up on the thing so we can keep an eye on it.
What are you working on?
I am working on my lesbian vampire romance.
Woo!
And we're in the third act. So I'm doing the second focus on the antagonist. Because, of course, there's an antagonist. And I have to write the scene, which I guess will be about 1,500 words when I'm done with it, because there's a lot of points I want to make in this scene. And then I can go back to Anneli, who is my main character.
There you go.
So I'm 205 words in for what should be a 1,500 word scene.
Nice. I think. Where's my typewriter?
I learned how to type on a typewriter.
Actually, yeah, I had a typewriter when I was a kid. I would just clang on it doing nonsense, making up stuff. I wouldn't exactly try to write a story, but yeah.
I wrote a story. I was like 8 years old.
Ooh.
And I wrote this like fan fiction of someone that my mom used to game with. And he was kind of the love interest. And he read the story. And then he was like, that was very disturbing. So I stopped
Well done,
featuring
little
real
Sako.
people in my, yeah. So
I
let's
like doing
get,
that.
yep. You like doing that?
I like inserting a person here or there, whether it be a shout out or a troll.
Yeah. All right, let's do our sprint and
Let's.
we'll talk at the end.
Yes.
Okay, take a break. That was our second sprint. I got like 300 words, which this scene is. It's an interrogation, so it's going right along.
I did less terrible than the time before.
Cool.
I got half a page and formulated some words together.
Yay.
I'm almost back.
Almost back. Kind of like, testing the waters and easing your way in as opposed to just like hardcore.
Sometimes that's what you have to do. Just jump right into the fire.
I dumped right into the fire this morning.
Otherwise, you're going to stand around the edge and not get in because it's too damn hot.
Yeah. I also need to arrange some errands to happen today on Greg's behalf.
Yep.
So he just reminded me, and I'm setting it up now.
Responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing it's an interrogation scene, so it's like mostly dialogue you're writing?
Mostly dialogue, but I add actions and reactions and stuff like that, like mixed up in the dialogue so that you can kind of get like who's talking.
Was it like a police interrogation, or is it like just a civilian interrogation or a vampire interrogation?
Vampire interrogation.
Is there torturing involved?
Maybe there should be.
Yeah. Is it a vampire being tortured, or is a vampire or torturing? Is
The
a vampire being
vampire
interrogated?
The vampire prince, or the mayor, basically, of Vampire Society, is the one doing the interrogation
On another vampire.
on a human.
Oh, more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what can you do other than bite them?
So I'm basically having Tenny blurt out information and then curse herself for blurting out and accidentally saying information that the prince wouldn't otherwise have.
Now, is there a way to trick the answer out of them? Or are you doing it that way?
It's not so much that he's tricking her, but she is accidentally giving information. It's very broad information, but she's accidentally giving information about the event, about the attack.
Gotcha. I've never written an interrogation, but I should.
So I have a good cop and a bad cop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good vamp, bad vamp.
Yeah, good vamp, bad vamp. Yeah.
I want to read it.
I hope you like it. It is a slow burn romance, but it's like the third act, parts of the second act, and going into the third act, there is some action and intrigue and stuff like that. In the revision, there's going to be a whole other subplot. Because my story is super short right now. And I have a couple of scenes that I need to go back and write. Because I write in Scrivener, it's easier to write out of order. And I can move chapters around and
yeah, like I didn't really look too deep into Scrivener.
You're a PC user. I wouldn't use Scrivener on a PC.
Well, not only that, but I guess that's more for like longer stories. maybe.
No, I use it for short stories too.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Anything that has an outline.
I think it was Wavemaker I was recommended some
Oh,
time
yeah?
back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like when I was on short story number 2. Like, this is too big for me. I don't need this. I just want a shot. I don't want a mug.
Yeah. Debbie wrote half a page dealing with a pie. And dealing with a pie. There
What
was
kind of
a
pie?
pie. Yeah, what kind of pies are you making?
I like pie.
She is making pies. I would like to know what kind of pies. And I assume they are for the giving of the thanks, which is happening this week.
Oh, that is Thursday.
It's like 2 days.
Thanksgiving.
It'll be a great excuse for me to see my in-laws, brother and sister in-laws. Mother-in-law has passed away within the last couple of years.
Oh. That's lame.
Notion is overwhelming. I would not use Notion for story management.
Yeah.
I use it for scripting, but I don't use it for story management.
I tried using Notion at first when I was writing my when I first tried. Yeah, it was actually a different script. I like got one page into it, and I'm like, I hate Notion. I went back to Word.
Notion.
I'm like, this is not doing anything for me. What I can do myself on Word. Oh, page 1, panel 1. I could have wrote that myself.
Yeah. I feel like Notion is better used as like a planning program. So I'm keeping track of all my episodes and the script and the requirements for the video, and all of that go in one entry. And I can organize it as a Kanban board, or I can organize it as a gallery.
Nice.
So it's a lot of work moving everything from Google Docs over. Oh, also, I was invited to teach marketing for authors and all the stuff that goes under that for a project that Mel Powers is putting together.
Oh.
I will be offering discounts for it and stuff like that for AuthorTube. But I am joining a collection of tutorials that will accelerate the marketing plan of an author. Does that make sense?
Slightly.
Yeah. So next year, we're working out the logistics now, but I think next year or the year after, we will launch a coursework that will have you put together a marketing plan and release things and sustain an audience and stuff like that.
Well, in the meantime, I'll just try to survive today.
Mel is amazing, and she invited me personally. So she's inviting certain people who specialize in certain things, and we're gonna put together a bang up coursework. I think it's gonna be cool. And in December, I was gonna film a bunch of marketing for author videos. I was gonna put it on YouTube, but I guess I'm putting it on this coursework. I don't know. Like I said, we're working out logistics now. Oh, here we go.
Back to the words.
Back to the words.
And we're back. Or I guess we're still sprinting.
Well, shit.
That's why I'm like, I guess we're still sprinting.
Oh, yeah, this is the rest timer. Oh, well, shit. Okay.
Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.
Miranda or Rita got lots of little stuff done, and now they can type. Yay! Dwan is suffering torture.
Torture, torture, torture.
Indeed.
Did you do any torturing on your sprint?
Not yet, but I'm pondering it.
Maybe you should have some like little mutant thing that the vampires keep that they put on people to torture them, like a little blood-sucking Lovecraftian
Leeches?
mutt. Yeah, but scarier. Like that little creature thing in Possessed. The Possessed. That was a Possessed or Possession. Yeah, it was Sam Neill from the 80s. That little tentacle thing that woman had on her. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put this on you and you'll talk then.
I have not given an accent to the Prince of DC.
Now, there's a prince and there's a mayor.
No, there's a prince who is mayor.
Oh. So wait a minute. He has two authoritative roles. He's the prince and the mayor of a town.
No, it's basically interchangeable.
Ah.
But people understand the mayor of a city. So that is the prince's domain, is the city.
Oh.
So it's just easier to explain what a prince does in vampire society. I might change it to just mayor, but that might cause confusion regarding mortal political system.
Well, you can invent a different word for mayor.
Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I did prince.
I meant a different, like a original word. I don't know what, but there's something.
Mm.
That's just the mayor of Bloodtown. even though that is kind of cool.
New terms and names are fun. They can be.
I've never done it before.
I take old words and I kind of repurpose them.
I know that Tolkien did it. Lovecraft did it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they were both linguistic experts. I am not. I barely can master English.
What if I call him the Yellow King?
Is there significance behind the color yellow?
No, it is a Lovecraftian topic.
Oh,
When the king of yellow, or the Yellow King, shows up, then it is the end of the world.
I don't remember that story.
Mm-hmm.
I know the name. I have the entire collection.
It just talks about the cult that surrounds the King in Yellow. So,
Is that supposed to be like an avatar for was it Azathoth, like the slumbering god outside of time and space, and when he awakens, everything's dead?
I don't know.
I know Nyarlathotep is the avatar of all the outer gods.
Mm.
However you say that name.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's basically how you say that name. Other than the obvious, Dagon.
Yeah.
Or is it Dagon?
I don't know.
Dagon.
Okay. You have inspired me to write a torture scene.
Ooh.
I will.
I hit a hole. I'm writing this comic, and I'm thinking like, what? Because it was mostly horseback in World War One.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got up to like, all right, so the colonel's going up to his steed, and it's what the fuck were they riding back in World War One? Research. I did the weapons. I did all the horrible chemical gases and the barbed wire and the trench warfare. I didn't even look into the horsies.
Mm.
But I'm going to give him some badass like Shadowfax. It's not even like a good guy, but I got at least have one cool horse in it.
Yeah.
Maybe some like Arabian horse. Well, that's in the snow. It wouldn't do good. I'll figure it out.
You figure it out. I think Arabians were typically the breed that they would go for.
Yeah, well, they are good horses.
Yeah.
I should look in
all around. Good horse.
I should look into all those crazy ass battles around the Carpathian Mountains back then on the Eastern Front. What kind of horse they were using there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, like I think it was the Ottomans or whatever. They tried going over the Carpathian Mountains to bypass an army, and they just fucking starved out and died over it. And they got to the end, and they got their asses kicked when they got to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
All that shit just to lose.
All that shit just to lose. Yep.
World War One. That was a messy ass war.
It was. It was a messy ass war.
And I'm gonna exploit that shit. Well, in my own way. That's why I'm making it just like dark and fucked up as possible.
Why is the search bar visible on my screen?
Well, I mean, you usually want it visible if you're going to search for things.
There we go. But I didn't want to search for things.
Oh.
I didn't ask to search for things.
Maybe
okay.
You should be searching for things. Like
a
new name for a vampire mayor. I keep wanting to go with like Mayor of Bloodtown because it sounds cool.
Mayor of DC, basically. All right, here we go. One more sprint.
Yep.
Okay, that was our last sprint.
Damn, Sako.
Damn.
Oh, you're talking about your hungry belly over there making noise.
Yeah.
And you triggered mine. Now I'm hungry. Now Mama Maggie's talking about waffles. Now I'm extremely hungry.
Now I'm extremely hungry. So after this stream, I will probably go and eat a thing.
Ain't no probably here.
Yeah. Mama Maggie popped in during that sprint. She slept in for like 12 hours.
Nice. Mama Maggie needs her rest. She works hard.
She does work hard.
Even the birds agree. And the wolves.
And the wolves.
Let's howl for Mama Maggie, y'all.
Let's howl for Mama Maggie. Hi, Rachel. Debbie wrote half a page.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama Maggie. We do it for you. Shannon didn't do anything after her stream ended.
Nice.
I thought you started at noon.
No, she streamed earlier.
Like 8?
Yeah. Usual time, 8. 8 my time.
Yeah.
But she'd be shaming all of us on the streaming every day. Just clang.
Yeah. Speaking of hunger, food for Rachel. I super love Rachel. Like, I love her streams.
She's cool. I don't think. Am I subscribed to her channel?
You should be.
I should be. You think I would be?
She uses OBS, so she has all kinds of like cool stuff going on during the sprints on her overlay.
I'm already subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
Maybe ring the bell.
Yes.
Because I know I have to ring the bell for people I actually care about.
Aw. Yeah, she has a lot of streams coming up. All right. Prepare to be trolled, Rachel. Come with the fire and the metal.
Liquid of life. The life elixir. Coffee. Absolutely.
It's a necessary evil for me.
Also, coffee pots scare the hell out of me.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I don't have a good grasp of how they work.
You grab the handle and you pour it or you fill it.
No, I mean I usually use a French press.
I've never used a French press.
You basically put in the coffee.
I know how it works. I just never used it.
And let it sit. So I don't know how a coffee machine works. Well, I don't know the process that you use to use a coffee machine.
Well, you take a coffee filter, you dump some grounds in it, you put it at the top part of the coffee pot. You got the jug thing at the bottom, pitcher, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Fill that with water, put it in the back, put it back in its place, put the buttons in front, it pours out.
Oh. So kind of like a Keurig in that way?
A what?
A Keurig, like a brew by the cup sort of.
Oh, no. It's more a coffee pot. I'd say it's about 3 cups, 4 cups, depends how big your glass is.
There are some Keurigs that will do a pitcher.
I'll just send you a picture of mine.
Oh, okay.
I got an old one. I got one of those Mr. Coffees.
Oh, thanks. I just got some more goodies for the website. Ooh, cool. Yeah, so her husband is like a website guru, and he is putting together a really fancy website for Rachel. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that pans out and what kinds of goodies you're going to offer.
Maybe one day I'll do a website.
Yeah, you need a website.
Yeah. Why?
So that people can find you.
They can find me on like 5 different social media platforms.
Right,
And I'm
but
saying the same shit there.
you're using your Amazon as your website right now, and I don't feel like that does you justice.
But the same people that would go to a website when they go to social media first, or is that just me and how I work?
That's just you and how you work.
Like if I like an author, I am automatically stalk them on Facebook or
I
Twitter.
look I if I am going to work with a author, like I want them to guest on my channel, I will look at their website first.
Oh,
Because I'm looking for a media kit. And usually I don't find one. So
yeah. I think actually the first time we met, the first thing I did was send you a friend request on Facebook that you never responded to.
yeah. Yeah, I only like accept friends that I've had more than a 10-minute conversation with.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
So, and I have like 1,500 friends. So, they are all potential connections or potential customers.
Yeah.
That is how I have kind of worked my. I'm going to do away with this timer. We're just chatting now.
That's why I'm, my whole social media thing on Facebook right now. I got almost like 3,000 fucking friends. Half of them, I'd say half of them I don't talk to are dead accounts or people who are not around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to go through all that shit and try to discern who I want to keep, who I don't want to keep, because a bunch of people from the HWA, AutoTube, and just from every walks of life that I've met. And it's like I think I just made a big mess of things. I don't know who to cut, who to keep, so just cut them all.
I am intrigued by this machine. Can you send me a picture?
I've heard of those, haven't seen one. Kind of like a cappuccino machine.
Yeah. And there's a heating coil in the bottom of the filter that heats the water. And the natural thermal flow of the water creates a flow from the reservoir to the spout that drops the water over the grounds. So they will seep and the coffee will drain into the basket, out of the basket. Okay, so step 1, put coffee in a filter in the basket. Step 2, add water. Step 3, push button.
Yeah. Or if you want to add the water first, then add the grounds. There's no real.
Oh, it doesn't matter either way.
I normally add the water first, just in case there's grounds in there, and it drops into the dry grounds before it gets hot.
Okay.
Kind of sogs it up before, because it takes a few minutes for the water to get to a temperature and start seeping. And yeah, I don't want to gump up the grounds because it could clog up your machine, which just happened to me. And sometimes some dregs will get through in your pot. And you early in this hell in the morning, and sometimes you don't notice till you're at work a couple hours in your shift, and you take a big gulp and you're chewing.
Yeah.
Some grindy coffee grounds. Just like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Day ruined.
Yeah, Rachel is working at her website, and her website is kind of basic right now. It's mostly a storefront for her books. And she says she needs some pizzazz. So I am curious as to what kind of pizzazz you are going to offer on your website. Please have a media kit, like as a PDF that people can download. Please. Make it downloadable on your website.
With some pizzazz.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, yes, when I was a child, I tore a coffee pot apart. Oh,
Took.
cool. Oh, took.
Did you put it back together though?
Probably not. I used to only use Facebook for friends and family, but now I've opened it up. Me too. But I was looking at selling my skills to my friends and family. And then I started making connections through my friends and family and like meeting people at events. And I used to have a policy that we had to meet in person and we had to have more than 10 minutes conversation. But because of my belly dancing, I opened it up to just like messenger conversations.
That's kind of why I did what I did, because even before I got into writing, just knowing people from like the goth community, the comic book community, the film freak community, the horror community.
I have so many circles.
It's like, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna make anything separate. Just wedge it in there.
I have a document that I use for an email kit requests. Oh, that's cool. It has links and blurbs. I need to create a PDF with my covers. Yes, you do. Just drop me a line and I will help with that. Canva is great for putting together media kits. Just saying. And you can make it look cool. I want an espresso machine. I had one for decades, but then the coil went and it was $200 for the part. And shipping fees. Gross, from France.
Woof.
Ew. I couldn't afford to fix it. Yeah, you could buy a new machine for how much that costs.
C'est la vie.
Yeah. I cleaned it and put it back together.
Of course you did, Mama Maggie, because you are a wizard.
Mm-hmm. Worked great until I finished high school, and then I don't know what my bio did with it. I tagged you on Facebook with pics. Oh, that's what that ding was. Hold on, let me look.
Did you now? Oh. Oh, nice.
I have too many chats open. Hold on.
Very nice.
Yes. Oh, and it has a reservoir. Like a Keurig. And it does 10 cups at a time?
Maybe I'll take a picture of mine and tag y'all in it after I clean it.
On the bright side, my coffee will never get cold in hell. Yep. Couldn't find one like it online. I would love an espresso machine, but money. Dwan had stepped away, but he is back.
Well, if you're in hell, it'll probably just be nothing but iced coffee or decaf. Iced decaf for all eternity, fuckers.
I keep all my stuff under one name, even though I write in several genres. I don't have the spoons to manage more than one pen name. As long as you market yourself as a multi-genre, and you do, I have watched your streams, and you definitely have that as part of your brand. I think you handle it great. So I would put some kind of statement of identity on your book covers so people know what genre it is. That is my only advice for being a multi-genre writer. I bought that magnet specifically because I knew my mom would come over and see it. Does she find it funny or is she offended? Also, hashtag genre slut. Absolutely. Yeah. So,
sluts for genres.
but Mama Ward could totally use, considering how many books she did last year, like, and released and all of that. I dare say that she needs a media kit with pictures.
I have one. I just don't use it. I use it a few times.
Then you haven't had it that long.
No.
So, yes, we met in person at Imaginarium, and you kidnapped us for ice cream. Really, his name is escaping me, but I can see his face. Hold on.
Y'all always meet each other. You East Coast writers. I'm like the only person here in the Midwest. What y'all gonna do when I just show up one day?
Is it Steven? No. Is it? Oh my God. Who was with us that day? Who was the one driving? Like, what was his name?
Steve Polychronopoulos.
No. Oh, she was offended, but she also scoffed and laughed. I think she liked it, but it was trying to be nice and proper about it. I love your trolling your mom by buying a magnet and leaving it in a place where she would find it. I approve. Recovered the Huntsman of Adamos Quartet this year. Oh. So you have more projects to add to your media kit. I will come and visit. Where are you?
The Midwest is not too cold. Just don't come in February or January.
Yeah.
Or the end of December.
I should end this year with 7 books released. I'm glad you have a document with all of your content, with all of your blurbs and stuff like that. Like, that's super great. Because you can, your document is your media kit by and large. Oh, she's in Jacksonville.
A Floridian. Oh, North Carolina.
North Carolina. I think I can do that in a day.
They have big spiders in North Carolina.
So?
It's just the only thing I know about it. That and Ric Flair's from North Carolina.
Woo! You said you knew someone in Swansboro. Did I? Was that me? I do know people in on the East Coast, close to the border of Virginia.
Hey, Mama Maggie, where's your hubby's family at in Illinois? And I would love it if you'd come. I would show you so much cool shit in the city, and I hope you're ready to eat. So come with an appetite. And for high calories, too. Expect it. That's what we do best.
So, I have plans to possibly go in March to Chicago to meet RC and eat with him and talk shop and shit like that.
There's a horror convention in March.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping to hit 2 birds with 1 stone.
Better book that table.
Should I? Or should I just go for fun?
Well, I would if you're going to come all the way out here, I would try to make a few bucks. You have solid physical books.
I don't
Really?
really.
Get solid physical books. I'm going to try to do the same, actually.
Hmm.
I would like to have a few stories finished by then, and like maybe have some kind of like completed, short story collection. Because I would like to at some point move beyond just passing out flyers. Like I'm trying to sell a band demo or an EP or something. But yeah, at some point next year, I would like to get to physical copies.
Yeah.
Get a collection, get to that damn novel, this graphic novel I'm slowing about.
And work on your sales pitch.
Yes.
Because I feel like you don't talk about your writing to justice. Like I feel like you could like come up with a one sentence pitch that aptly sells your content.
Yeah, but how do you do that? I mean, most
Oh.
people just go it off of like one genre. Mine kind of goes all over the place. That's why I just do
It
straight.
does, which is why you can say this book covers this, this book covers this, and this is a compilation of a bunch of different genres, but it's all horror. I
Yeah.
have a horror author friend who also genre hops, and he actually walks you through like a little tour of his table.
Maybe one day we should get these people together and talk about this without me completely derailing it with just innate bullshit.
Okay.
That's what I do best. I am the great distractor. And Mama Maggie, I know exactly where that's at. I know that area very well. I grew up around there.
So Rachel saw Rick at anagram that I don't know. He wasn't looking great when she saw him though, so super yikes. I will come visit you East Coasters when I get to Virginia to visit the Middle. If the Navy ever lets her come back from the Mediterranean. Where in Virginia? Is that like a Virginia Beach sort of thing? Because I know there's a lot of Navy there.
I heard that in Richmond they built a statue for Dave Bakke of the band Gwar, the late great Dave Bakke.
They took it down.
What?
Mm-hmm. They took it down.
Why?
Oh.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. There was a statue for Dave.
Was he like in costume or regular him?
In costume. And they recently took it down.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend who is really hurt by that.
I am so glad I got to see him on that last tour before he passed.
Yeah. Hubby's family is around Blue Island in the south of Chicago.
That's just south of the Roseland neighborhood. I know exactly where that's at.
Cool.
Yeah, like there's that Blue Island over there, Dalton, Evergreen Park, Cal Park, Harvey, which is not very safe nowadays. Blue Island's okay, depends where you're at. But go like south from there, like Harvey, Dixmoor.
We all need to get a table.
Well, I know they rent out spaces at conventions, like little it's like I forget what it is.
It's like $100 usually.
I actually got a call and ask about that. I know the people who run the conventions around here. Like, yeah, how much for a damn table?
Do they have like a sign up on a website that you apply to?
But I think I don't know I think it's a weekend thing. Like if you get a booth like all weekend, it's like $300.
That's a booth in the dealer's room. That's different.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's where like all the authors go.
Oh.
It's like because the convention room for horror conventions is usually one big ass hall, and everyone just like lines the edges of it with their tables, and in the middle is all the merchandise and whatnot.
Right. I like the idea. Rachel, you write things with horror overtones for young people? Question mark.
It don't matter. Come anyway. Mama Maggie, come to the horror convention anyway. You'll be my guest of honor. She don't need to write a horror. She don't think she's already fucking awesome. Got a problem with that?
I would like to submit my. I'm making a media kit for panels that I offer.
There really isn't any panels at the, well, at least the two big horror conventions here.
Mm-hmm.
Most you get is like seminars where it's like
Yeah.
film people, like Robert Englund talking about something, or Bruce Campbell talking about something, or a viewing of Evil Dead 2. They really don't do panels. Like comic book conventions where you get all the panels and shit.
And writer cons. There's a lot of panels.
I've never been to a comic book convention. I've been to anime, I've been to horror. Not that one. I know, right? Lifelong fan. That's the thing. I never really hung out with many comic book people to begin with until I got in my teen years. And even then, just like, I'll read the damn books. I don't need to stand around and talk about it. I don't need to meet that guy. I don't care. And not to mention, by the time I really started getting interested, cons became more about like the movies, the shows, the celebrities, the cosplay, which is fine. But like, for what I see, it's became a lot less about the books. If modern comics don't show that.
That is totally cool. You can come and have fun. I think we should have an author tube hangout in Chicago.
Are you sure? It's Chicago after all.
The same could be said about here. And we are a focal point for a lot of conventions.
All right. Well, I mean, I kept looking at that today. I know people with emails. Or I can just call. What time is it? Oh, they're up.
He wasn't considered appropriate? Who is he? Who is he? That would be fun. Oh, you're sweet, RC. Some of those reading my books would consider my books horror because I make people face their traumas. So you have horror overtones because trauma.
It works. You wouldn't believe some of the shit people try to pass as horror.
Mm-hmm.
And it works too.
I have and can write horror. I've got several short stories tucked away that I wrote years ago that I can pull out and polish and publish. Some are kind of, Southern Gothic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have yet to dip into that, but I'd love to one day.
I kind of combine Southern Gothic and
Victorian Gothic?
No. Southern Gothic and Ghost Story.
Yeah.
For my 6th book in the Dan Hitman series, and then I lost it. So I get to rewrite it.
Better.
Yes, better. I've never gone to any panels, but that's because I had my kids with me when I went to the Phoenix Comic-Con. I know they changed their name. Looked up Gen Con. Author table is $350. Gen Con is a big con, so I expect them to jack up the price of their tables.
Well, the one that I'm talking about is called Days of the Dead Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And they highlighted their celebrity guests, and then you have the authors and all that shit pretty much in the middle with the merchandise. They have their books set up and all that jazz. That's how I met a few people. Like John Huber, singer of the metal band Shotgun Facelift. He also writes horror. He's got novels out, self-published. I mean, hit up that guy. He's cool. But yeah, he's actually from out by you. I think he's like by for Virginia or North Carolina or some shit. They're actually kind of a good band. They're like Lamb of God, Pantera-esque.
Nice.
But I'm going to drop the link for that convention in the chat in case anybody is interested.
Cool. Mama Maggie's books are more about recovery from trauma, but you have to go through the trauma in order to recover from it.
Yes.
Right. Flambeau has a little Southern Gothic.
I feel like I'd have to like go down and hang in the South for a while to really pick up that Southern Gothic.
Savannah, Georgia.
I was about to say Georgia. Yeah. When I think of Southern Gothic, I think of Louisiana and Georgia.
Southern, like, yeah, for real. So there's the link.
Yes, and it's going to be Clive Barker, the horror writing legend, and the Cenobites from the film Hellraiser. They're like the highlight of the whole thing, a big reunion. And a reunion of the cast of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, except for without Freddy and the main characters. The ones that died.
Do they charge for photos?
Yep. Well, a lot of them, like, unless you're like a big ass name like Bruce Campbell, a lot of them do like the selfie and an autograph together. Usually like $30, $40.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like
I have seen some like astronomical fees for metal people.
Well, like Robert Englund charges like $100 for a picture, but at the same time, at that much, his line never ends.
Yeah,
and like $100 for a picture and an autograph a piece, and people will walk up there with fucking luggage racks full of shit to sign. I want their money. They had to be Northsiders. Anyways.
Okay, waffle iron warm, time to cook. We will see you around, Mama Maggie.
Hi, Mama Maggie.
I should make a note as to like
let me know when you hit
wrangling.
Let me know when you come out here and hit up the BI. I'm not too far away. And I know that
let us know what hotel is best in that area, and
so I can come get you out of that area and take it a better, nicer, more flavorful place. Actually, you know what? Blue Island's got some good ass shit. Never mind.
Okay.
Espada's best steak burrito ever.
I did set it in the South, but I usually have like this specific aesthetic like in my mind when it comes to Southern Gothic, and I didn't feel that for Flambeau. But I did feel it for Damned Hitman, which was set in Arizona. Or New Mexico, rather. It's all about those weird people no one wants to talk about. What, the con? Also, that's not bad. One of the cons here in Colorado, there are lines to get $100 autographs on the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do photo ops too. Yeah. I've done it a couple of times. Like, I took a picture of Candyman, Tony Todd, the actor, in Candyman costume. It was like $80, but still, it's fucking Candyman.
See you on Rachel's stream. I will be present.
I'll pop in to give the medal sign. I do want to do some more writing today anyway.
Yes. Heart. Okay. We should be wrapping up, as we've been at this for another half an hour. But
good chat, though.
Good chat. Yeah.
As usual.
Mm-hmm. If you like this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you want to see more streams like this one, then you can usually catch me on Tuesday mornings and Tuesday nights. Tonight, I will be hosting BC Brown and I for writing a sequel to Flambeau. So come watch the sparks fly as we come up with scenes. And you might want to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when we go live. We will catch you guys on the flip side.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.